Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gaelic Glory. This is your GAA weekend recap. Now, to note, I haven't watched some of the games. I will let you know the games that I did watch, and I will let you know some of the games that I didn't watch. Because, as you know, some of the games weren't televised. I know you could say, Dino, just look at the Sunday game. I haven't looked at the Sunday game yet, so but look. I'll do my best. Before we get stuck in, please do like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and follow our socials as well. Links in the description. Be much appreciated. But we're going to go through the weekend's recap. And look, the first weekend of the championship. We got some of the, useless games, would you say, out of the way. In, Galway, London, Mayo, New York. I mean, we all knew who was going to win those games. That's just what I'm going to go to. But look, I want to get stuck into the video. But I tell you what, check out my GAA Championship 2024 predictions. I predicted who's going to win the All-Ireland, who's going to win Leinster, Munster, Connacht, Ulster, Player of the Year, Young Footballer of the Year, Top Scorer, Dark Horse, Underachievers, Young Player of the Year, all that sort of stuff. So please do check it out if you haven't already. Be much appreciated as well. Let's try and grow the channel as much as we can. So let's start off with the first game, and we're going to start off with the Leinster. We are going to start off with the Leinster Championship preliminary rounds. So we have here Westmeath 1-11, Wicklow 2-9. Again, this is in the Leinster Championship, as you can see. Wicklow have knocked out the Division 3 champions, Westmeath, by a point. A point decided this game. Oisin McConville getting the better of Oisin McConville's side getting the better of Westmeath. Good start for Oisin McConville. There's no doubt about that. He'd be happy with that start. But look, listen, I was not expecting Wicklow to beat Westmeath. In the Leinster, I thought Westmeath would have been on a bit of a roll after what happened last week against Down in the Division 3 final. But look, Wicklow are into an All-Ireland Leinster quarter final. They got over the hurdle. Westmeath, I presume they'll probably still be in the Tolchin somewhere here there. But look, you have to give it to Oisin McConville's Wicklow. You have to give it to Oisin McConville's Wicklow for knocking out Westmeath by a point. Very tight game. Look, any game that ends by a point, that ends with someone winning by a point. It was a interesting affair. But you know what? Hopefully now that, look, it goes to show that the Leinster, there can be shocks in the Leinster. There can be shocks in the Leinster. And look, some would probably love, the Leinster like this because, you haven't got Dublin in it who, are dominating Leinster for the last decade or so. But look, it just goes to show that you give it to Westmeath, Wicklow, two sides going head to head. You expect Wicklow to win, and then some other team comes up and pretty much gets the job done. So it is Westmeath 1-11, Wicklow 2-9. Wicklow progress to the I think Wicklow do progress to the All-Ireland. What do I keep saying the All-Ireland? I'm recording this late, so I do apologise. Wicklow do progress to the All-Ireland to the Leinster quarter-finals, and they will be up against Kildare. They will be against Kildare. Next up, Longford against Meath. Goals galore. 6-goal thriller. Longford 3-12. Westmeath 3-19. Meath 3-19. Sorry. Meath have knocked out Longford by 7 points in the Leinster Championship. They will face Dublin next weekend in Croke Park. That's going to be a very, very interesting game between Dublin and Meath. It always is. Colm O'Rourke coming up against Colm O'Rourke's side coming up against the Dubs. He'd love to get the better Dubs in the Leinster Championship. But look, this is not about Dublin today. This is about Longford and Meath. Goals galore. I was looking at it on RTE. They were putting up the updates and all that sort of stuff. And I tell you what, there was goal. I think the last 5 minutes or so, or 3 minutes, there was just goals. There was teams scoring. There was goals scored all over the place, and I loved that. There's goals galore, but one thing about Mead, for example, they're coming up against Dublin next week. So if you're conceding 3 against Longford, your defence needs to be tighter if you want to put it up to put it up to Dublin next week. And we look, Mead were the favourites to beat Longford, so there's no surprise there. 7 points, 6-goal thriller. Could have went either ways when you think about it. The goals that were in it, went from Mead were kind of 7, 8, 9 points up in the last 10 minutes anyways, but then goals came in, then it was pulled track, back and forth, all that sorts of stuff. So you do love the goals. You do love the goals. I mean, look, you could say, so far in the Leinster, we're only this is the second game we're speaking about. There's been 5 goals scored. 5 goals scored or something like that. So, no, there's 6 goals scored in that. And then 6, 8, 9. 9 goals scored so far in the Leinster Championship. Goals galore. It's what you love. And we're not even into Wexford yet. So that's what? 13 goals scored in the opening games of the Leinster Championship. Westmeath got a goal, Wicklow got 2, so that's 3, 5, 8, 12. 3, 6, 8, 9, 13. Because we're not onto Wexford yet. So there's a lot of goals scored. And look, I think Mead, they're not a bad side. They have threats. And I feel like now with Westmeath being knocked out, look, next week, Dublin Mead is going to be a good game. You'd imagine Dublin, they'd win that game, obviously. But, yeah, Mead, you could say are one of the sides who have the potential to do well in Leinster. Look, they do. Westmeath always kind of go far. Or, I think last year they got knocked out in the... was it the quarterfinals? I think Meath got knocked out off. I don't remember the Dubs played them, so I don't think my county played them. So Meath didn't make it far last year in the Leinster Championship. So look, they'll want to make it as far as they can. Look, I think I remember the last time Meath kind of had a good chance in the Leinster Championship was the 2021, when they put up against Dublin in Croke Park. I think it was the first game back since COVID. In Croke Park, Leinster Championship semi-final. I'm going to go, and yeah, it was an interesting game. So look, will Meath do it again? You just don't know. But Meath have progressed to the Leinster Championship quarterfinals against Dublin in Croke Park. Next up, Wexford 4-19, Carlow 8 points. Again, the Leinster Championship. Wexford have breezed past Carlow. Easy stuff. I predicted Wexford to beat Carlow by this much. I didn't predict them to win by this much. But look, Wexford are another side who have the potential to do well in Leinster. And they face, I think it's Louth. They will face Louth next weekend. So look, Wexford could find themselves in a Leinster semi-final or final if they play their cards right. So the Leinster quarter-finals are Kildare, Laois, Offaly, Kildare, Wicklow, Louth, Wexford, Dublin, Meath. So the way that goes is if whoever wins in the Dublin Meath game play the winner in the Laois and Offaly game. Then the winner of Kildare, Wicklow play the winner of Louth, Wexford. So look, the semi-finals are going to be cracking games in Leinster. You know what I mean? And look, we're not going to do them predictions videos yet. That'll be coming out probably Wednesday or Thursday. So please do check it out for that. I love doing the prediction shows. Now I'm only going to get better at them. But Wexford, easy stuff against Carlow. 4-19, 8 points. That's that for Leinster. Now we move in to the Connacht Championship. Leitrim 6, Sligo 15. Sligo beating Leitrim by 9 points in the Connacht Championship. Sligo will now face Galway on the 20th of April in the Connacht Championship semi-final. Look, again, another game that's, no shock. Leitrim losing against Sligo in a Connacht Championship. Sligo making it to the semi-final now against Galway. That'll be a tough one for them, but Sligo obviously sort of always find themselves in a Connacht Championship semi-final or final. They found themselves in a Connacht Championship final last year against Galway, but, were no contest for the tribesmen, who are Galway. So, I look forward to seeing, that semi-finals. But look, imagine Galway are the major favourites in that one. But Sligo getting the job done, it's a decent win for them. You expected them to beat Andy Moran's Leitrim. Leitrim are good, but they're just not there yet to compete with not even Sligo yet. New York, beat them at this stage last year too on penalties. So Leitrim just are missing that kind of a magic or two to progress to a semi-finals of a provincial championship. But Sligo 15 points, Leitrim 6. Next up, we're going to America. We are going. Actually, no, you know what? I'm going to start off with this one because I feel like this is the more clueless one. London 9 points, Galway 5-21. Again, Galway face Sligo in the Connacht Championship semi-finals on the 20th of April. So I think that's 2 weeks from now. Pretty easy day at the office for Galway, and the one thing I sort of dislike about provincial championships, and it's no disrespect to your Londons, your New Yorks, your Leitrims even, but I'm not a fan of this. These games, like, you should just brace, like, all right, Leitrim, keep them in it. But such as London and New York, I don't get the basics around it, because look, it's great I'm sure it's great for the sport, but you just feel like they're clueless. And look, if your county's playing in New York, it's a great day out for your county, yourself, whatever, for the team that you're playing. But Connacht just, that's literally like the best province. That's literally, you have Ulster. Well, in my opinion, it's Ulster, Connacht, Munster, and Leinster. That's it. That's it. I mean, look, someone have Leinster ahead of Munster, but I don't think you can, because it's more competitive in there with Cork and Kerry, not unlike Leinster where it's just Dublin. No disrespect to the other counties. I'm not being biased because I know I'm a Dublin people. Of course, you said it, you're a Dub, but no, credit where it's due. Dublin are just miles ahead of the rest in Leinster, and some would say maybe in the country, but that's yet to be seen in the big stages. But I just don't get it. And look, you look at it now, and look, it's a great start for Galway, and in the Connacht Championship, it'll give them a boost. Look, you can always take little things from any sort of game. It doesn't matter who it is or how it happens. You're always going to take the positives from any sort of game. Doesn't matter who the opposition is. But Galway do progress to another Connacht Championship semi-final to face Sligo in 2 weeks' time. It's going to be an interesting game, but let's see what happens. Next up, we're going to the Bronx, we're going to America, we're going to New York. New York 2-6, Mayo 2-21. Mayo have beaten New York by 15 points in Gaelic Park. I think it's Gaelic Park. And yeah, Gaelic Park. So look, Mayo do progress to another Connacht Championship semi-final against Roscommon in 2 weeks' time. So that's going to be a very interesting game. See what happens here between Roscommon and Mayo. Look, Mayo in that game, Ron O'Donoghue was flying in all cylinders, getting 113. Cillian O'Connor getting 1-1. Jack Carney getting 2, Aidan O'Shea getting 1 from a free, Fergal Bowling getting 1, Paddy Dawkin getting a point, Darren McHale getting a point, and Paul Towie getting a point. So, Ryan O'Donoghue definitely player the match in that game by a mile, had a brilliant game. He's definitely a threat for Mayo. And again, this game was, Mayo beating them by 15 points. Some would say it's not really a great game, but, New York actually, I watched that game. I did watch that game. Should have clarified that at the start. And New York, look, they were never going to get past Mayo. They were never going to get past Mayo. It doesn't matter what form Mayo were, at coming into this game, they were never going to beat Mayo. And some would say it's another clueless game, but I actually enjoyed it. I actually really enjoyed it. I watched, New York play last year against Leitrim, and I tell you what, that was a brilliant game. I actually think New York, even though they lost by 15 points, have actually improved since that game against Leitrim last year. So, let's see what happens there. But look, Ron O'Donoghue himself was too hot to handle for New York. And it was just one of them games. It really was just one of them games where every time he got the ball at his feet or at his hands, it was either going in the back of the net or over the bar. And that's as simple as that. Obviously, New York's kind of main man was Frank O'Reilly getting a goal and 2. And then after him was Jamie Boyle getting a goal. Then you have Killian Butler getting 2 points, Robert Wharton getting a 1 point, and Mikey Brosnan getting 1.2. So, I do think Mayo going in now to the Connacht Championship, and if they progress to the All-Ireland stages, I do think Ron O'Donoghue is going to be the man who could be a big. I know they have Aidan O'Shea and Killian O'Connor, but Ron O'Donoghue is definitely. I know it's only New York, but he can be an exceptional player for Mayo. But Mayo do progress to a Connacht Championship semi-final against Roscommon. That's going to be a brilliant game that I can't wait to look at. Next up, we're moving into the province of Munster. Waterford won 2-7, Tipperary won 5. Tipperary are knocked out of the Munster Championship. Waterford getting 2 goals late on, supposedly so. So that is, 13-8. 13-8. Waterford make it to a Munster Championship semi-final. For the first time in a long time. They will face Clare in 2 weeks' time. And I tell you what, that's going to be an interesting game. Waterford, Clare. I mean, look, I predicted Tipperary to win. I thought Tipperary were just better in general. I thought the late campaign Waterford had wasn't great. But again, Waterford came into this game. A lot of people expected them to lose, and they proved us all wrong. And that's what you love about the Championship, that they can prove people wrong. Again, I did not watch this game, so I can only go what I've seen. But I just thought Tipperary, always find themselves in a Championship semi-final anyways in the Munster. I didn't expect Waterford to. I expected it to maybe be this sort of game, not really high intensity, quality. But I did thought Tipperary would have just pulled through maybe 2, 3, 4 points. But it's nice to see teams like Waterford, taking things like that serious. And you have to take your provincial championship serious. Doesn't matter how good or how bad you are. You have to take that serious. Waterford did, and they knocked out Tipperary in the Munster Championship. Could Waterford find themselves in a Munster Championship final? Can they get over Clare? They got over Tip. Can they get over Clare? That's the big question. That'd be very interesting. Could they find themselves in the final against either Cork or Kerry? Let's see. But speaking of Cork beat Limerick by 3-13 to 11 points in the Munster Championship quarterfinals. And look, you look at this game, that's 11-point win for Cork. An 11-point win for Cork. Cork were losing by a point at half time, but look, Cork were just again too hot to handle in the second half for Limerick. And again, another game not full of no shocks, to be brutally blunt. You know what I mean? It was just one of them sort of games where you'd imagine Chris Hope Jones getting 1-2, Brian Hurley getting 4, Rory Dean getting a goal, Ian Maguire getting a goal, Luke Fahey getting 2. Bruno just got, many, Cork were just unstoppable in this game. And, back to the Deutsche, they beat the 2020 Munster Championships. Tom O'Connell was the vital for them. Don't know how I forgot that. So, Cork, Chris O'Jones was on fire again for the Rebels. Cork find themselves now in the championship semi-final in Munster against Kerry in 2 weeks' time. It's going to be a cracking game. I can't wait to watch that. Can Cork overcome Kerry? Can Munster be full of surprises? You hope so. You hope any kind of provincial championship is full of surprises and shocks. But Munster, one semi-final is Cork. Kerry, another semi-final is Waterford. Clare. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in those sort of games. Because look, I can't wait for them. Can't wait to preview them when they come around. All that sort of stuff. But the big one now is Cavan have knocked out Monaghan in the Ulster Championship. Monaghan are out. Cavan getting 2 goals late on inside Tiernock's Park. One open goal, other one was just brilliant play from sorry about that. But yeah, let's see what happens. Look, that was a brilliant game. I watched it. I watched it, and Cavan deserved to win. And I actually backed Monaghan to win because I thought home turf, all that sort of stuff. But look, it's a big win for Cavan. It is a big win for Cavan. And look, they deserve to win. They deserve what they got, and that was the win. It was a very typical Ulster game, and that's what I like. Paddy Lynch was on fire for Cavan getting 1-9, Jared Smith getting 1-1, Padraig Faulkner getting a goal, Brian O'Driscoll getting a point, and Oisin Brady. Rory Began, obviously, you could say he's going to take a few headlines in the morning or during the week. He's back. We all thought he was going to, head over to America and find a career over there. But yeah, it was really, really great to see that game, and it was great to see that Cavan have been having a great year so far, finishing third in the league, progressing to the next stages of the. You'd imagine that'll be the quarterfinals maybe of the Ulster Championship. Look, Ulster I think is the best province in the country so far, with the teams in there, the level of the competitive, all that sort of stuff, and it's great to see the competitivity, if I'm saying that right, between it, and it was great to watch. Look, Derry are the favourites to win, but it just goes to show you can predict one team, and that's what you love about the championship and all that sort of stuff, because what's up to scratch. There's a lot of surprises. It's Ulster, and like I said, if I had to rate the provinces, it would be Ulster, Connacht, Munster, and Leinster. That's just how it is. That's just how it is for me. But Cavan do progress, and Paddy Lynch is a brilliant player too. Monaghan not having a great year, being relegated to Division 2, being knocked out in the preliminary round of the Ulster Championship. Can Monaghan find a way to turn their season around? It's gonna be tough, but let's see what happens for them. Now to finish off, I just want to move to hurling. The hurling 1A League final. Clare that beating Kilkenny by 316 to 120. I mean, look, Clare, I always rate. I actually do rate Clare. I do watch hurling. I do watch hurling to be more hurling reviews. Still, when we get into this, again, it's always Limerick. They're always the favourites, but Clare beating Kilkenny, you know, by 2 points as well. So look, it was a very tight game. Kilkenny, Clare, Limerick, them three are definitely, top hurling teams in my opinion. They're probably teams that you'll see, be final set one of those. Obviously two can only, but will Clare and Kilkenny and Limerick be competing sometime later on this year in the All Ireland stages? Semi-final, final. Let's see what happens. But Clare 316, Kilkenny 120. And look, I always kind of have, Limerick, Clare, Kilkenny. I always think Clare could do a job if they really put their mind to it. But Clare are Alliance 1A League champions after beating Kilkenny by 2 points. Interesting to see. And look, it sets off the teams well. It sets off the teams well now coming up in the championship. Hurling, football. I love it. I love GAA. I love GAA. I love the exciting part of it. Everything about it. I tell you what, I'm glad I got introduced to it as well. It's an Irish sport. I'm glad I got into it because it's brilliant. It honestly is. I'm surprised, it hasn't got a lot more exposure because it is a very, very brilliant sport. And there's many games over the years that have sold it well. And yeah. But look, this has been the GA weekend recap. Please do like the video, comment, subscribe. Again, I want to get better at doing these previews. I really, really do. I want to get better for you, me. I want to grow the channel. I have my own football channel, but I love GA too. I have to love my sport, so I am a big fan of it. I love it. So please do help me grow the channel. Like the video, comment, subscribe, follow our Instagram and our Twitter. Links in the description. And I'll speak to you all on the next one. Thanks for watching.